Hi, Dr. Stack here again. I just wanted to thank everybody most sincerely for their contributions on this YouTube station. I didn't advertise it really. I was asked several times, to try and, entice to advertise it more and all the rest of it. But I choose to keep it very, very small because that was what I wanted. But what I really appreciated was all those who took the time to respond and offer their own views on what was being discussed, and I try to answer those insofar as I could to try and have it more as a conversation with the participants or with the contributors rather than as me dictating, because I prefer more of a collaborative way of doing my business rather than, it's the way I like to work in my professional life, having a collaboration. I think through collaboration one gets a better overall, one gets a better result. So I'm a great believer in collaboration, and I feel there's far too much combative. Everything is too combative, and there's far too little collaboration. We can see it all around the world with the horrific violence, and it's all aggression, passive aggression, and every kind of aggression. And I feel that there's a huge lack of dialogue, negotiation, and collaboration. All these skills, I think we need to probably develop those in school and beyond, and put a higher emphasis on education in terms of listening to the other person, empathy, collaboration, cooperation, the benefit of cooperation and collaboration. That has so much more benefits than militarism, in my opinion. So it was great to read all the contributions of the people who took the time to to contribute to this YouTube discussion and dialogue, and I really appreciated that, because I didn't want to be up there talking. I didn't want it like that at all. I'm not omniscient in any way, and I'm delighted that people took the time, and I really appreciated that people took the time to make the contributions they did. But there's a time to step back, and that's what I'm doing now. So I just want to thank everybody for contributing, and I really appreciated all those contributions, even though I kind of went into research mode in the last while because I'm looking at AI. And even last night I was listening to a video there from a guy that does a lot of talks on AI, but I mean, it was very concerning to hear they were talking about democracy in the UK and in America, and talking about the darkness that's there at the moment. And I think that's in Ireland as well. And we were asked this morning to tighten our belts with regard to electricity. It sounds like the same kind of command that we got from Mr. Charles Haughey years ago, to tighten our belts, and it was one rule for one person and another rule for the rest of us. So I think, there's time that, that the people should have their say in terms of who should tighten their belts. And I don't think it should be the squeeze middle. The squeeze middle have nothing more to offer, or should not be expected to do one more thing in terms of tightening their belts. And, I think we need far more accountability in all areas of public life. And this is one of the reasons that I'm taking this case, and hopefully it could set a precedent for better accountability and for everybody, and that could bring a bit of light, a la Mr. Byrne, into the equation. So, but this is a long way off yet. So we're looking for more accountability from the state with regard to this issue. We're hoping that would generate a commitment to more accountability across many other areas going forward. Set a standard. This is what we'd hope, but this is all what we would hope. But I think the Supreme Court have to understand there's a huge problem here in Ireland, and really we're really turning to them in desperation. There's no question. Ireland is turning to the Supreme Court now in absolute desperation, and I don't think that's exaggerating the plight of the squeeze middle, the working poor, the new working poor, and many people who are going out to work, paying for everything, entitled to nothing, and feeling the exact same future is ahead for their children. I mean, this is what they were saying last night as well, even in America and the UK, that they can't see that the next generation will have it better than them. It's the first time that the next generation are going to be carrying, so much burdens. That should not be the case. That should not be the case, and something is deeply wrong when that's happening. So let's hope that this case will be something that will bring more accountability to into Irish public life, and from that hopefully something more more positive will emerge. So this is my hope. It's not about me. It was never about me. But I'm just wishing everybody a great Easter, and hopefully I'll see you again, perhaps. Win or lose, we've done our best to make our case, and it's a long way. We're a long way from that finish line yet. And I've been a middle and long distance runner in my time, and I know what it takes, to succeed. But nobody can predict the future. But you should be very cautious about predicting anything at this stage, except that we're still in the race, in the game. But it's not a game. It's the plight that ordinary people, the suffering that people are enduring, going to work now and paying taxes, paying bills, and then being told today they have to squeeze themselves further in terms of energy bills, and without being given tax breaks, serious tax breaks, is simply not acceptable.